I've lost about 250 subscribers over the past few weeks. Am I concerned? What happened? Why did 250 people unsubscribe? Inquiring minds want to know. That's what I want to talk about in this little informal talk. Welcome to tonight's little talk show. Coming to you live. Now the video's not live, but the chat box will probably be live. I'm right here on my outdoor studio, my open air studio, where the audio is wonderful. You get a little bit of the background of the sounds of nature, sounds of the Philippines, trikes, motorbikes, a few cars going by. And I got a few sprinkles coming down on my head, and that's the drawback of having an outdoor open air studio. I don't mind the sun. It's a cloudy day, a few sprinkles on my head. I don't mind the sun at all. But if it starts raining, I'll have to move this show inside. So with all that said, man, where do I begin? You know, when you start a YouTube channel, you sign up on any platform, you start with zero. Everybody starts with zero, right? I don't know the first person or how you start from the beginning with X amount of followers or subscribers. You start with zero, and everybody's rate of growth is different. And so in 2012, I started with zero here. And the only reason I started this channel, this platform, was because I wrote a book. I was trying to promote the book. They say it's very easy to write a book. It's damn near impossible to sell a book. That is true. You got to market it. You got to market the hell out of that thing. I had no idea how to market a book. My buddy said, hey man, you got to make a book trailer. What the hell is that? Well, it's like a movie trailer, but you do it about your book. Okay, what do I do then? You got to post that stuff on the internet, on the YouTube. Thus, I created this account. Fast forward to the year 2025. We had gotten up to about 163,250, somewhere in there. And we're teetering on like just right above 163,000. So I lost about 250. So let's go back, because obviously there was a spike in growth here as far as subscriber numbers go. What happened? Okay, and somebody made the comment, oh, he's buying subscribers. And I had to chuckle because, believe it or not, back in the day, I say back in the day, 13, 14 years ago, when all of these platforms were new, the algorithm wasn't very smart, you could go on Fiverr, and maybe there's some remnants of that shit left over today, I don't know, but you could go on Fiverr back then, and for $10 or $20 overnight, somebody would put 100,000 or however many you paid for subscribers on your platform, whether it was Facebook followers or Twitter followers. I guess it was the same on YouTube. And so what you would see, you would go to somebody's Twitter feed or Twitter account. They got 1 million followers. You're like, oh, they're popular. They're all fake accounts. They just bought them on Fiverr. All fake accounts. They would show up overnight, and it made the person look important. Fake it till you make it. Well, as time went by, the algorithms got wise to this and smart to it, and the fake accounts wouldn't stay around very long. So I don't know what the current state of that buying viewers or followers. I don't know if people are still doing it. But 13, 14 years ago, it was very easy to do that. It was funny. It was just a vanity metric then, and it's, for the most part, a vanity metric now. Okay, so follow me. we were at, I don't know, 60,000, what have you. And we just had a steady, slow growth where we pick up a handful of subscribers every day, never going negative, always going positive. And I think we're around the 60,000 mark or somewhere in there. And I decided to start running paid promotions on YouTube. So when you pay to promote a video, it's advertising. You know, in marketing, you've got advertising, paid advertising, you've got public relations type of marketing, which is you're not paying, and then you have what we call organic. And if you don't have some type of budget, whether it's time or money, you know, if you're going the organic route, it takes time, you know, posting links on different platforms, replying to comments, doing all that stuff that'll grow your channel organically. You're not going to get very far. And the same thing, it goes with paid advertising. You have to have a mix of everything, because they say a funny thing happens when you don't advertise. It's called nothing. Well, throughout the years when I've just been drinking and getting drunk, talking to you fine folks, posting it, next day repeat, I never did really any promotion. I got off of Facebook and Twitter way before I started getting serious about posting YouTube videos. So this channel is where it's at without me working Facebook, without me working Twitter, Instagram. You know, if you go back to those accounts, I haven't even touched those accounts in years. I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. I just don't have time. I don't enjoy social media. I used to just get drunk, send out a tweet or two. It was just a waste of time, right? So I've grown to where I'm at by doing basically one thing: posting videos. Is that the recipe for success? Absolutely not. I'm not telling you to go down the same path that I'm going down. I'm just trying to explain the path that I went down. So from the beginning, had I been working Facebook, working all these other socials, you know, responding to 500 comments a day, I'd be a lot further than where I'm at. But that just wasn't my model. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy filming. I enjoy talking to the camera. I enjoy cooking, barbecuing, going places. All that other stuff I don't enjoy. Should I have paid somebody to take that on, like a social media manager? Yeah. But I didn't. Again, don't do as I did, and to an extent am doing, because I'm still not on Facebook. I'm still not on Twitter. What do? I post videos. With that said, I said, okay, let me run some paid traffic, paid promotion here on YouTube. And what you do, you pick a video. They'll give you three options. Option one, do you want to focus on increasing the subscriber base? Number two, increase views to a particular video. Or number three, drive traffic to your website. I said, well, let's focus on subscribers, and sort of specifically subscribers in different geographic locations. Because up until I started running this, the majority of you fine folks are sitting in the United States. That's the lion's share. Now, we obviously have viewers and subscribers from all over the world, but the majority are sitting in the United States. Well, what do you do with any business or anything that you're doing? You have to innovate. You have to experiment. And one of the commenters, one of y'all commented and said he's experimenting with things. Well, that's exactly what you do. How do you know if something's going to work unless you try it, especially in this game? And what I have learned that I've yet to figure out, I don't know if I'll ever figure it out, is that out of 2,300 videos, the ones that have been the most successful, I never thought anybody would watch. I just did them for myself, my own entertainment, something to do. And they turned out, to make the channel, to make our following where it's at. Then the videos that I really put a lot of effort in, I thought they'd win an Academy Award, nobody watched. So a lot of it's trial and error. You just have to hit the publish button and see how people react, see how the algorithm treats you. Nobody knows all the signals and parameters of the algorithm. So anyhow, the point is a lot of it's trial and error. So I said, all right, let's run some paid promotions. I had already done it in the past with zero success. And what I mean is, you can put a budget anywhere from $5 a day to $20 a day, $100 a day, or say $100 over the next week. And you sit back and look at the metrics. So I don't know what I threw down in these previous attempts, but I would throw down, just say $100, and it would end up with like 8 subscribers. And it's not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So this last time that I tried it, all of a sudden the juice was worth the squeeze, because when it started running, the subscriber count was just like that. Where before it was maybe 1 or 2, 3 extra people a day off of that promotion. So I'm like, damn, things are a lot different. Let me promote another one. Let me promote another one. And so that's how you saw that meteoric exponential rise from 60,000 to 160,000. Or maybe we were at 70 when I started doing it. And I just kept promoting the videos. And what you do with anything is you try to be as efficient as you can. So for example, in the past when it was costing me $8 a subscriber, it wasn't worth it. Just shut that shit down, do something else. It wasn't worth it. It was not efficient. It was not cost effective. Well, when you get videos that are balling and you're picking up subscribers for like 6 cents, 6 pennies, well, that's pretty efficient. And so what you do is you promote, say, 5 videos, sit back, look at the metrics, and if these 4 are not efficient, you turn them off and run all the money to the one that is. See the things you can accomplish when you stop drinking? It's called a spreadsheet. I'm just a dumb redneck, but the one thing I know how to do is to build a custom spreadsheet that will give me the data down to exactly what I want. Again, you can't build custom spreadsheets when you're drunk all the time. So I'm a little slow, but sooner or later I'll get around to it, right? So anyhow, that's what I was doing. I was running promotions. I would pick the ones that were the most efficient, where I'm not just throwing money down a hole. And the subscriber count and the views and everything was going up based on that. Obviously, you have the organic growth as well. But at some point, I said, okay, I need to turn it off, and I need to sit back and evaluate what's going to happen after this. And some people, including my buddies, like, man, just keep it running, keep going. I was like, no, I got to see what's going to happen. There's going to be some type of sticker shock or something. So I shut it down, sat back, and waited to see what happened. And pretty much everything sort of stabilized. But then I just noticed over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I lost about 250. Now, has that subscriber count at 163,000 resulted in an exponential number of more views? And the answer is no. Our views are actually down right now. Okay. What's the reason for that? Well, one of the big reasons is for the past 2 years, you, the viewer, got used to seeing what? Village videos. You know, every weekend we would go Village Day. I would end up having enough footage a lot of times for multiple videos. So a lot of what you were seeing was what? Just village type stuff. Living on the cheap, doing stuff on the cheap. That little small town down there. And that's what everybody got used to. That was a 2-year run of basically conditioning you, the viewer, to that show. Then all of a sudden we get on a plane and we come up here. Everybody was interested right up until the time that we settled down. They wanted to know where we were going. Everybody was glued to the screen. Once we settled down, then all of a sudden things weren't as interesting or mysterious. And even when the ladies showed up, things were still down, which was very surprising. But the point was, I had an audience that were interested in that village family day, that walk to the village, all that cast of characters over there, the cooking, the chaos of the cooking, the drinking, the singing. And then all of a sudden, I changed the show. But every time we've made a move, the same thing has happened. So imagine this. I love watching Sanford and Son. You have a cast of characters, you have a set, and I've watched, I don't know how many episodes of Sanford and Son. I've seen every one of them. I don't know what the total number is, right? But imagine if I go to watch Sanford and Son one day, and instead of them living in the junkyard, they're living in a 2-bedroom condo in a high-rise building like the Jeffersons. That's too much of a change. I can't watch Sanford and Son no more. It would have jumped the shark. And if you want to know where that term comes from, Happy Days was balling until Fonzie got behind a ski boat and jumped over a shark. That's where you get the term, the show Jump the Shark. So throughout all these years, every time we've moved or I've changed things up, we've lost a bunch of people because they were tuned in to see that cooking show on top of the balcony at Times Square. And when I stopped doing that, I lost people. And you'd have to gain new viewers from where we went to the new place, right? Because I'm changing characters, I'm changing the sets. And at some point, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because at some point, people will get tired of that. Different shows run different seasons, right? A different number of seasons. But what is this show about? And it's never changed. This show is about this guy's life living on what I call the Overstay Road. Okay? It's about this guy's life. It has never changed from the first video I posted until right now. It's what I'm doing. And somebody made this statement a long time ago when they were giving out advice. They said, don't try to create. It's much easier to document. And that's absolutely true. All I do is document my daily life, going through life. You saw me when I was crazy and drinking. You've seen me at my worst. You're seeing me stone cold sober, talk about different topics. I used to sit in bars and just hoop and holler at girls and live stream and just have a wonderful time. Well, when I changed up that set, that genre, what did I do? I lost people. See how that works? A lot of people who were watching me in the beginning are not interested in watching old single dad playing lifeguard to the kids down there in the swimming pool because they're interested in what? Watching me sit at Hooters across from Nana Plaza. But the only thing that hasn't changed is what this show is about. It's about this dude's right here journey through life. And that's what it'll always be about. People say you have to have a niche, right? All these food review guys, they do the same shit every day. They eat the same food over and over and over and over. Hey, that's their niche. People keep watching that stuff. After I watch a few of them shows, I'm bored. They're eating the same thing. Now, with that said, most of them are doing a lot better than I'm doing here on this platform, and my hat's off to them. But if I had to stay in a particular niche for as long as I've been making videos on this platform, I would have already quit, because it would be like working in a factory on an assembly line, which I've done before, and I'm not an assembly line type of guy. Okay, when I get bored of what I'm doing, it's time to go on to the next thing. So if I had to do nothing but food reviews every day, I would have already shut that shit down a long time ago. If I had to go walk up and down a certain street every day, I would have gotten bored of that a long time ago. When I first moved to Pattaya, me and my Thai wife were going to do this like walking street report. Going to put director's chairs out there, dress up, do this Saturday night show. We had these grandiose plans. We never really executed. Well, not really. We never executed that plan. Had I done that, it would have been a fun ride initially. Then I would have got bored of that. So I'm sort of running everything in circles here. But the point of this video, I lost 250 subscribers. Am I worried? No. They call it, what do they call it? Churn? I think churn is the term for when you gain and lose. There's a little bit of churn, little ebb and flow, what have you. So no, I'm not the least bit worried that I lost 250 subscribers. I wouldn't be the least bit worried if I lost 24,000 subscribers. Because mostly it's a vanity metric. TikTok, from what I've heard, knows so much about you and takes in so many signals. I mean, Google knows everything about us already, but TikTok is like so many more signals that they take from you, which is pretty scary. That at some point, the subscriber count is going to mean nothing. It may go to the point where it's so irrelevant they don't even show the subscriber count. Because what they're saying is somebody can start a TikTok channel right now, and if they make a video that the algorithm thinks the masses is the best video to serve them, that video could get 10 million views with 0 subscribers, and it's a channel that's a day old. So at some point, it's only going to be about the individual piece of content, the individual video. Is everything in that video, from the text, everything. The algorithm knows everything. They scan everything. If that's what the algorithm thinks is best for you, the viewer, that's what they're going to serve. Don't matter who you are, how old your channel is, how many subscribers you have, how many videos you have. All that's going to go away. That's what they say. But in a way, it makes sense. If you're searching for information, why not provide you the information that you're searching for, instead of just automatically giving it to the person who's historically been the boss in that niche? Does that make sense? So one of the things that I wanted to explore and accomplish when I started running the promotions is that I wanted to specifically target other places than the United States or the Philippines or Southeast Asia. I wanted to see what happened. You know, so I intentionally ran traffic to other countries just to see what happens. And it resulted in a lot of subscribers, a more spread out subscriber base. But what it really hasn't resulted in is the dedicated following that we have from the folks in America, in the United States or the Philippines. And why is that? Well, because at this point, the majority of the videos on this channel are Philippine related. What have I been doing? Every day, I post videos about where I'm at, and I'm here in the Philippines. So my dedicated following, folks in the Philippines, folks in America, OFWs, because of the content that I'm publishing. So, if I had it to do over again, would I just focus all of that advertising towards the United States and the Philippines? Probably not. Because I wanted to see what would happen if I start marketing to these other countries. If I could pick up subscriber bases outside of my main market. Does that make sense? Because I already know that if I run paid promotions to the Philippines or the United States, it's going to work. The unknown was how other folks, other nations, other cultures would react to it. Now, one other thing. A lot of people say, hey, YouTube unsubscribe me from your channel. All right, well, I don't know nothing about that. But a lot of people also say, hey man, I didn't get notified when you published a video. I do know about that because I can go in there and see how many of you have the bell notification checked. And it's only like 5%. Only 5%. So the other 95%, even though you're subscribers, you're not getting notified, even if YouTube sends out 100% to the people who have checked that bell. So what has seemed to happen with this rise in subscriber numbers, nobody checked the damn notification bell. See how that works? That's the downside to it. You got those numbers, you hooked them in, they watched the video, but they're not hitting that damn bell. So, funny thing happens when you don't advertise. It's called nothing. And there's no playbook to it. There's no rule book to it, right? There was no rule book when the Marlboro Man was created. Man, it's hard to say. Marlboro. Anyhow, one of the greatest marketing campaigns ever. The creation of the Marlboro Man. Those cigarettes initially were marketed to women. It was a feminine brand until they hired that new PR firm, the new marketing agency, what have you, and just sitting there brainstorming on, writing stuff down on the wall or chalkboard or whatever they had. Within a short period of time, they had created the Marlboro Man. Anyhow, folks, I want to say thank you very much for listening to my voice, hanging out with me throughout the years, everything y'all do. Our members, folks who send super chat or money on back channels, PayPal to support this enterprise, I certainly appreciate it. Sitting through all them Google ads, my goodness. I certainly appreciate you. So there you go. I hope that answered some questions, maybe invoke some thought if you're running a channel. and you want to do a paid promotion, it's very easy to do. You can run $20 worth of traffic over a period of just a few short days and sit back and see if it helps you. Look at the metrics. Just start slow and see if it works for you. It's not rocket science like trying to create a Google ad. You know what I mean? Within YouTube is too easy. And I've created Google ads too. I've done experience with that in the past. But yeah, so there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out because I'm starting to sweat. Starting to get my sweat on out here, even though there's a cool breeze. There's always a cool breeze in this little area where we live. I'm not sure why. I think it has to do with our local stratovolcano over there, Mount Arayat. Maybe the location between Mount Arayat and the mountain range is over in Zimbalis. I don't know. I just know there's always a cool breeze. It's just so nice. Just couldn't ask for better weather in this little hood that we're living in. Yeah, I'm drinking a Red Bull. I don't drink too many of them. But you know what? If you got a long editing session, that Red Bull will get you through the editing, which I edited 2 this morning. So this will be number 3. Just on a roll today. Is there anything else I can add about it? Yeah, for the most part, subscriber counts are vanity metrics. I wouldn't get too caught up on it. It's all about the views and the watch time. Half your viewers are not subscribers or first time viewers anyhow. It's just all about who watches your show. Just watch the show. Alright folks, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Just because I lost 250 subs don't mean nothing. Because I am just getting started in this game. I'm a 52-year-old pirate. I got 20 good years left building things, whether that be houses, who knows. I got 20 good years left. So this game that I'm in right here, I'm just getting started, and I enjoy what I'm doing. And so I have no plans to stop making travel shows, cooking shows, or award-winning short films, movies, whatever you want to call it. I have no intention or plans to stop doing this. Even if I went out right now, had to go sit in the desert, or had to get a full-time job and work 60 hours a week, I would still be cranking out videos every day because I enjoy it. So there you go. I'm just getting started. Alright. I'll go rouse the old lady. Have her make me a tuna sandwich. Check on the babies. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out, my friends.